and a woman, Jack, you literally, unironically, play into the meme that conservatives portray Democrats as.
In the milieu that allows us to say, hey, we're not represented here?
Well, I want to break this down to two separate issues. The first one is
I'm going to talk about Meghan McCain's hair in a little bit. I just didn't want to be so sexist, Sweaty, because you only care about a woman's hair because you're sexist. Well, I fucking care about Meghan McCain's hair because she looks like she was cast as an extra on fucking Star Wars. She's supposed to be standing behind like Padme or some shit. But her takes are so fucking biblically stupid that I first wanted to focus on that before I got into it. But if you want to see me roll over fucking Meghan McCain's hairstyle and all this other stuff, well, then I have to inform you that it is top of the hour every hour where we do a 60-second ad break. We're going to do that right now. Okay? First of the day, boys. I run a 1-minute ad at the top of every hour. If you're unfamiliar, you can avoid the ads if you use an ad blocker, or if you subscribe. You can subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. I assume you've already used most of your Twitch Primers. I doubt that you have any Primes remaining since, you know, motherfuckers are out here streaming like 38 hours in a row and shit. But if you do have it, you can use it here. Here's the ad now. I'm going to run the video. I'm going to go grab a coffee while I run.
The politics of this, and nothing, there's nothing that Mitch McConnell loves more than this, because it means that there will be more no votes coming from Democrats and less people being put in cabinet positions. Cabinet positions in government are pinnacle. They're the most important parts of our electoral process. And I truly believe the most qualified people should be holding, places that do things like national security and infrastructure, things that literally are the meat and potatoes that make the country great. I believe that what makes America exceptional is the fact that we're a meritocracy, that you can be anything, that you can come from anywhere.
Meritocracy is a lie. The irony of Meghan McCain saying that there is a meritocracy in the United States is even funnier, considering the fact that she only has this show because of her fucking dead father. Okay? Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Hey, takes one to know one. Nepotism is fucking poggers. Okay? Nepotism is the reason why she literally has a fucking job. And to those who keep saying, Hassan, what the fuck are you talking about? It's because of your multi-billionaire uncle and his incredibly successful media company. That's the reason why you're where you're at right now. Well, there you go. You admitted it. Meritocracy is a fucking lie. There you go. Okay? Thank you for making my point for me. Jake's a billionaire? No, it's a joke. I'm joking. Like, Motherfuckers would be like, Hassan, I can't believe you're talking about Meghan McCain's nepotism when you yourself were a beneficiary of nepotism, which I am, and I admit it all the fucking time. Except, you know, it is ridiculous to make a comparison of like someone whose uncle works for fucking CNN versus someone who went and worked for their uncle for literally no money whatsoever when they were a 26-person YouTube company. Like, they weren't really a company. They were just a fucking startup on YouTube. So, you know, even then, I still admit it. Even then, I still fucking admit my position. Wombologist, thank you for the 10 tier 1 gift subs and before as well. Yeah, I gave you a 20K a year job. Literal silver spoon is the position there. It's good to know that luck played a large role, even if your hard work as well. Oh, no, absolutely. It's never one fucking thing, okay? It's never one thing. I definitely work super fucking hard, as most of you know. And I also got super lucky. Most significantly, I would say I got super fucking lucky. I worked hard, I worked smart, but I got super fucking lucky, and I definitely had a leg up, okay? That's how it fucking works. That's part of the reason why you rarely ever see people from very, very poor backgrounds advocate for like left-wing positions as like leftist content creators. because it's incredibly difficult to succeed. Okay, that's why you always see people that are in middle class or upper middle class positions become champions, like, or vocal champions of leftist shit, because the actual fucking poor people that are literally working are trying to survive. And this is a real thing, by the way. That's why a lot of the media conversations around, like, what makes a real working class person literally revolve around dumbass media shit, like being able to say the N-word or not. And it's like, that's like petty bourgeois bullshit that most people are fucking talking about, because it's just petty bourgeois grievances of upper middle class Cornell graduates that are now working class, white working class whisperers. They fancy themselves as like white working class fucking whisperers. That's it. Okay. Veritasium video on luck is pretty good. Yeah, I agree. Anyway. It's actually insane to find out 95% of Hollywood also has famous, wealthy parents. I hadn't thought it would be so prevalent in the industry, but of course it's prevalent in that industry. In order to make it in fucking Hollywood, you still have to work incredibly hard. You have to be incredibly lucky. You have to have the fucking network that works for you. But remember, you literally have to have backing. Like, you have to be fucking... Guys, I come from an affluent background, as I've said before. Not as affluent as others, obviously. But, like, even then, I had to fucking live in a goddamn frat house. Okay? I had to live in a fucking kitchen of a frat house to live in Los Angeles, to be in this area. And I am more privileged than others. And even then, it was not the fucking easiest. Do you see what I'm saying? So it is unimaginably difficult for people to literally come from straight up an option where there's like no opportunity for them and they have to make it on their own. And even then I had to force my way onto camera. Yeah, exactly. And I like literally had to fucking work for free over and over again until I could prove that I could do this on my own. And the only time I actually achieved personal success was literally on my own. Like, it's not like it was elevated, you know what I mean? I had to film in a fucking supply closet and shit, and that is still better than like what 90% of people would love to have as a start. Okay? Do you understand? That's the reality. That is literally the reality. Is like that there are always people that are more that are better off than you, but there are always a lot more people that are worse off than you. Anyway, let's keep going.
And go and have success in any capacity. And I think the question Democrats have to reconcile with right now is whether or not race...
Didn't you brag about your income with Charlie Kirk? What? You think it was me being braggadocious when I said I make fucking $60,000 a year? In Los Angeles? In a prominent media position where I was literally fucking going on, I was making $60K a year in Los Angeles 4 years into my job while I literally was like debating my peer on stage at a fucking political convention where people bought tickets to see me. And that was nuts. Like, that was not me. That guy was bringing in, Charlie Kirk at the time was like bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars in personal salary for himself and millions of dollars in donations from wealthy Republicans, while I was literally fucking making $60K, barely surviving in Los Angeles, dude. $60K in LA is not a solid amount of money. It's broke boy shit. Straight up. Like, 60K in LA is like 30K in Oklahoma. Like, you can make it, like 25K in Oklahoma. You can make it. It's just not. Bias confirmed. Champagne socialist. Motherfucker thought you were bragging to the CEO of TPUSA. Exactly. $60,000 is still a lot to some people. It's not. I know that, my friend. I know that. $60K in LA is a one-bedroom apartment, maybe money. One-bedroom apartment? I had fucking 2 roommates, motherfucker. What do you mean one-bedroom apartment? What do you think, I'm a billionaire? I think people often forget now that they see my fucking massive sub count now and will be like, oh, Hassan, you're so ridiculous. Guys, when I first started on Twitch, I was literally fucking streaming 8 hours on Twitch and doing a full-time job at the Young Turks, almost dying with 2 roommates living with me. You know, like, there is no, you don't live in Los Angeles without a fucking roommate until you get to a very solid, very comfortable fucking point. You can barely afford a studio with 60K in LA. I would know because I live in LA and make 60K. Yeah, it's, you would have to be very lucky to afford a studio with $60,000 salary in Los Angeles. You would have to find like a really good, you would have to find a really good situation. You can get a 1-bedroom outside of Hollywood or the West Side a lot cheaper. So then there's the other quality of life issue there too. It's like when in Los Angeles, you can literally fucking, you can find a cheap area, but then you have to sit in traffic for like 700 fucking hours every day too. That's a gigantic burden on top of that. And a lot more money that you have to spend now on driving a car. Yeah, there's no parking in the cheaper areas. Like, being poor is extremely expensive. Being poor is extremely expensive. It is not easy to be poor. $80K is the in Los Angeles. $80K, especially in like the West Side and shit. $80K is the bare minimum for like very good survival. It wasn't until I hit that point where I was no longer budgeting out every fucking thing that I was doing. You know what I mean? And even now I live way below my fucking means, as you already know. Someone said take the bus. Yeah. Take the bus in Los Angeles? Wait, let me take the bus in LA, dude. Oh, my man said take the bus, bro. In Los Angeles? Oh, where do you live? You live in like Paris or something? Is that what it is? You live in Europe? You live in one of those, socialist nations that you assumed that a major American city would have a decent public transportation system? Pretty good. There are buses in Los Angeles. What's wrong with that? Everybody else in LA gets by taking the bus. Okay, guys, we're not going to have this conversation. Los Angeles public transportation is literally a fucking meme. It does not exist. Like, there are buses, but you know, it's not like New York, where the New York public transit is dog shit too, obviously, right? But even if you have the means to take an Uber everywhere you go in New York, you could still easily and much faster, much quicker get around by using the subway system. In Los Angeles, you do not have that option. There is no option for buses. Like, U.S. public transport is really bad, but the LA public transit is like devastatingly bad. It's so bad that people make fun of it. It's like a meme. I promise you, it's one of the worst in the country because it's virtually non-existent. I say this as I say this as someone who grew up in big cities in Turkey as well. 100% Turkey's public transit is infinitely, Istanbul's public transit is infinitely more efficient because it exists. That's the difference. There's like minibus as well as like the actual buses. There's the metro. You know what I mean? Like in LA, you just do not have that option. It's incredibly limited. It is incredibly limited. But you probably didn't know, which is fine.
And gender are more important than qualification. So if you have someone who is more qualified, who happens to be a white, straight person, who is more on paper, has more experience in whatever field that they're being nominated for, than a minority with less experience, are we now in a place where this matters? And there's a lot of really interesting politics going on in the country right now, and I'm going to give just two really quick examples. One is Harvard University and Ivy Leagues are actually being sued right now for not letting Asian American students in at the same rate that they are letting black students in.
Maybe talk to a native that actually used it instead of just repeating memes when you don't know what you're talking about. Yo, this shit fucking frustrates me to no end, motherfucker. Like, if you live on a fucking bus line, if you live on a bus line and you were fortunate enough to be able to exist on a fucking bus line, then shut the fuck up, okay? Maybe talk to an actual native. Like, what do you want me to do? I've been living here for nearly a fucking decade, brother. What do you want from me? Like, are you still gonna pull the fucking transplant shit on me? Really? Native. I can't believe you're literally, Bro, I walked miles to get on the bus line. It wasn't on my corner. Oh, really? Mr. fucking dog-like Nate, LA native. So you're admitting that it is literally the most inefficient fucking public transit system on the planet by admitting that you walked miles to get to the fucking bus line. You do recognize that an appropriate system actually is robust and has like grids, right? So you shouldn't be walking in between fucking, in between exits or in between transits for miles at a fucking time. Dumbass. That's the point. You walk a block at most. You are not exactly making an argument as to having a robust public transit system when you're literally talking about how difficult it is and how fucking inefficient it is. Motherfuckers are like literally defending LA public transit at this point. Jesus Christ, dude. That was years ago, and now the orange line has been extended all the way through the valley. Okay. It's good now, I guess. You were literally saying it doesn't exist? Yes. It might as well not fucking exist if you have to walk miles in between different fucking transit lines. That is the point I'm making. You literally just admitted that you are having complications yourself. It is not a functional public transit system if you have to walk for miles in between. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? Why the fuck are you defending the dog shit Los Angeles public transit system in the most pedantic way possible? I don't understand, bro. Like, look, the LA public transit system exists if you have a rollerblade, okay? And if you have a bike that you can, carry around everywhere you go, and then, like, you get from one bus to the next one, it takes you 3.5 hours to go there because the traffic is also dog shit because there is no other alternatives like a metro or a subway. There's a light rail system that is, like, been being built for decades and whatnot. As long as you were, like, not 7.5 miles away from the fucking main line, You should be fine. I don't get it. Like, either you have, if you're an LA native who is taking the bus routes and you think that it's good, you probably have never left Los Angeles and know what a normal, efficient fucking public transit system looks like. No, LA doesn't have bus lanes. LA natives thinking that they fucking have ever lived in a real city is hilarious to me. Sorry, brother. Maybe you should leave Los Angeles a little bit. See how real cities and normal cities actually work.
Because they are not being considered by Ivy League students.
LA is not a city. And I say this as someone, Los Angeles is not a real city. And I say this as someone who lived in New Jersey, which is very similar to Los Angeles. It is one big fucking parking lot. Okay? Los Angeles is just a collection. Los Angeles is just a collection of mall parking lots. Okay? That's it. Imagine the worst Trader Joe's parking lot that you can imagine. Okay? Just for a moment, imagine the worst Trader Joe's parking lot. Everyone is old as fuck. You've come in to grab some cookie butter at the peak hours, okay? You really want that cookie butter. You finally get it. You get back in your car, and it's gridlock. That is the entire state. Every population-dense area in Los Angeles is literally a Trader Joe's parking lot at its peak hour.
In the same vein as minorities, as any other minority is. Another example is in the recent stimulus package, money was given to minority farmers, but that excluded women farmers. And so we're going to a place where even if people need money, even if people are qualified to get into Ivy Leagues, race and gender is more important than your skill qualifications, the content of your character. It is not what Martin Luther King Jr. preached. I think this is a very, very slippery slope. I was very surprised to hear someone like Tammy Duckworth say something like this. She got a lot of blowback from a lot of people, not just on the right. And I think this is actually just the natural progression of identity politics. And I will say, just to put a cap on this, The View is 25 years old next year. We've only had one Asian American co-host this show. So does that mean that one of us should be leaving at some point because there's not enough representation? We're talking about, is identity politics more important than quality?
Everybody knows minorities are not women, by the way. Like, minorities can't be women. So, like, when you're designating funds specifically for minority farmers, you're excluding women. You know what I mean? Which, of course, white women happen to be the greatest beneficiaries of affirmative action, but that's entirely a separate point.
Qualifications of a job, and I think that's a question going forward that the progressive left is going to have to reconcile.
We're talking about Senator Tammy Duckworth, talked about needing more Asian representation in President Biden's cabinet. Now, Joy, do you think her asking for it like this was a good idea? You think it's going to hurt Democrats?
No, it will not hurt the Democrats. But let me say before I go there that the reason that white people have more experience in many cases is because they've had all the jobs for a long time, and that's what creates experience. The other thing about the Ivy League schools, it so happens I just had this conversation with a friend of mine who said his son is getting into Harvard, he got into Harvard, and his father got into Harvard. So legacy seems to be the key to get into Harvard. Okay, having said all that.
Yes, the admissions process in colleges, specifically Ivy League colleges, the greatest affirmative action program in the United States is the Legacy program. It's a class-based program that is infinitely more significant than the affirmative action program that you have for marginalized communities, okay? A program that, you know, Meghan McCain is a beneficiary of as well, considering her last name and considering her fucking qualifications have literally been to be John McCain's daughter. Okay.
I want to say that Biden said that he would have a diverse cabinet, so they're holding him to it, you know, and that's what you call a functioning democracy. If you told Trump, you know, that you wanted more diversity, he would not only ruin your career, but say that your wife was ugly. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that this is working for the Democrats because we are an open policy party, and we want more and more diversity. And so, and you know, you're never going to get a raise unless you ask for it. So, of course, Tammy Duckworth had to ask for it. And, you know, he responded. That's what you call a functioning democracy.
Yeah. Megan?
Yeah, I just told you during the
We were
commercial
talking
break,
earlier, yeah.
Whoopi, that I just wanted to clarify in regards to the farmers. I was just concerned that women farmers were not included in the stimulus along with.
Hey, dumbass. Black women, brown women exist, right? Like, you know that, right? I don't know if you just like literally specifically think that like this program specifically was for black male farmers or some shit. Unless she like unironically is currently unaware that she like that there isn't a specific qualification for women that's separate from minority populations or something. I really don't get it. Like, is she straight up unaware of the reality? Like, she means white women, right? I think that's what she's talking about. She has to be.
With African American farmers, and I thought that, you know, given
Like, what is this qualification? What about black farmers? But what about women farmers? What? Okay. Like, they're not separate. There are women farmers within the black farmer population. It's so weird. Why is no one correcting her? Like, it's such an easy slam dunk for Whoopi to turn around and be like, you know, there are black women, right? Like, you're standing next to one. Like, you're literally on the show with a woman who happens to be black, right? Like, I'm right here, Megan. You know what I mean?
in the horrible year we've had and how deeply impacted farmers have been in the country, that they should have been included. And
Yeah, the three genders is black, male, female.
Wanted to clarify
That the women, should have been included. And so I would say to everybody listening, this is a case of saying, hey, you missed something. And we would like some inclusivity here as well. So go ahead.
Whoopi Goldberg, you are a black woman. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you covering for Meghan McCain? I swear to fucking God, dude. What the fuck?
Go ahead, Sonny. You had something too?
No, you know, I think we would all love for this country to be a meritocracy, but this country has not been a meritocracy. As Joy said, this country has long time sort of exalted and advanced white male mediocrity. And that's why people are asking for representation. And you know, I think it's not about gender and race being more important than qualifications. It's about the fact that there are many qualified women and minority candidates that never get the opportunity because of the, again, advancement of generally white male mediocrity.
What decades of wealth and fame does to a motherfucker?
Like
yeah, I don't get
and
it.
In terms of Harvard, I mean, Harvard won that lawsuit in 2019. And so, you know, in terms of representation is important across not only the educational field, but of course also across the employment field. And, you know, my son got into Harvard, but he got into Harvard because of his hard work, because of his 4.0 GPA.
The issue with farming is that the USDA and banks were not giving loans or support to black people specifically, so they earmarked money that could be spent on black farmers. It isn't a benefit. It's supposed to be corrective. Exactly. And it is, once again, like affirmative action, a Band-Aid solution, and obviously not like completely repairing the decades of issues that black people have been subjected to. That's it. That's the fucking heart of the problem. And people getting mad at that is ridiculous to me. .0 GPA equals Harvard. I don't know enough about like My girlfriend with a 4.9 GPA was rejected by Harvard.
And
Wait, I thought 4.0 is the highest you can get. American GPA systems are so fucking weird. Like, why can't you just have like a regular system out of 5? AP, IB, I just don't understand all this other dumb shit.
that's about, excellence, not about
4 out of 5? 5 is honors, goes up to 5 with AP, IB. Like, every normal student without AP should be out of a fucking 5. I don't understand. That's how it is in Turkey. It's out of 100 or out of 5? I never understood that. And then you have like the ABCD system, which is really antiquated too. It's just so weird. It's like another fucking idiotic thing that Western nations like the United States engage in, where they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have the imperial system and we're also gonna do a 4.0 system. Like, it just fucking doesn't make any sense. Just do it out of 100 or 5, and that's it. Bizde beşlik sistem kalktı, direkt 100 artık sadece. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. In Turkey, apparently, they don't do it out of 5 anymore. They do it out of 100, which makes sense. Ya 1 ile 5 arası değil mi Türkiye'de? Alabileceğin skor okulda. Nasıl bilmiyorsun? Yuh. Hayır, üniversitede değil. Elementary ve lise. Nasıl bilmiyorsun? Yuh. Öğren baba.
about legacy.
Well, yeah.
It's 1 out of 5 in Turkey. When I was growing up, it was 1 out of 5.
Needs to have is a really open one like this. Yeah, there are times when black folks, women, Asian folks.
No, my dad is he's a teacher in college. He's a professor in college, and so is my mom. So, and one is in America, one's in Turkey.
Cannot
so I don't know
sometimes
the high school
in our
shit.
country, because you're trying to get in, you've done everything you're supposed to do, and you have to jump through more hoops than everybody else. Tammy Duckworth did what I'm sorry, I was just saying, Tammy Duckworth did what we tell people to do. If you don't see yourself, or you feel you need to see yourself more, tell folks, ask. And then if they're not listening, elect. Elect. Elect.
Evet. Okay. I had to go grab my back massager thing because it's like terrible. This is from a different episode of the McCain Show.
I am John McCain's daughter. I am John McCain's daughter. I am John McCain's daughter.
The Obama administration really has to stop completely blaming everything on its predecessor, completely. And I really am sick of hearing, oh, well, we were handed this, we were handed this. I know, everyone knows, but we need to move on. Same thing, the theme with me, we need to move on.
You think that's what Obama's doing? You think he's doing?
I do, to a degree.
Well, not to enough of a degree. I'm sorry, not nearly enough. Ronald Reagan blamed Jimmy Carter every day for 8 years. In the speech, what President Bush said, one of the things he's had to adjust
I
to
wasn't born yet, so I don't know.
Well, God, I wasn't born during the French Revolution, but I know about it.
Oh my God. Absolutely fucking destroyed, dude. It is out of 100, dude. Beşlik system. Okay, when I was growing up, it was out of 100 and it was also out of 5. So shut the fuck up, Turkish chatter, Zoomers. Turkish Zoomers are yelling at me saying, it's out of 100 now. It's out of 100 now. Motherfucker, I'm as old as your dad, okay? When I was going to fucking lise and ortaokul, it was out of 5. Like, the main grading system was out of 5, and the papers were graded out of 100. So shut the fuck up. And respect your goddamn elders, all right? Okay, so that was the Duckworth saga. Let's see what. Yeah,
when I'm talking to the TV camera, I'm not going to wear a mask, and all of us have been immunized. So, make us feel better. You're welcome to step away if you like.
Ne? Okay.
The whole point of a vaccine, CDC guidance is what we're following.
I think people misunderstood. Ted Cruz, they want you to wear a mask not because of, my friend, they want you to wear a mask not because they're worried about getting COVID from you. They want you to wear a mask because your face is scary. It's, they need to censor it whenever they fucking have you on television. And that's a big burden for a lot of editing teams in post-production that have to sit there and make you look like a fucking human being and not a melted wax candle. Also, you should still fucking wear a mask because even if you are immunized, even if you are literally immunized, and we're already seeing the news stories come out about this, you can still get COVID and you can potentially still give it to other people. Immunized, vaccinated. You're not immunized, you're vaccinated. That's literally not true? What? What's literally not true? Bro, what are you talking about? There's already stories coming out making it seem like doctors were saying you get the vaccine and 100% you will just like never get COVID and you will never give it to other people. What I'm saying is literally true. There's variants, okay? And even without fucking variants, you can still get COVID. The vaccine only protects you against hospitalization for the most part and the most severe symptoms of COVID. Okay, so it's still good to get it, and you should absolutely get it. But ultimately, there is still a chance that you can get COVID and still maybe even spread COVID. It does not make you immune. You have a lower chance of spreading it, but you can still spread it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So people that shouldn't fucking start sucking people's faces. He's talking about his liberal vaccination so we can't catch liberalism. The studies aren't in about asymptomatic spread. That's why Fauci said you don't need to test after exposure unless you have symptoms. We still do not have a 100% certainty. There hasn't been enough studies conducted on the matter. Until then, I'm going to be as careful as possible to, minimize impact and minimize spread. That's what you should do as well. Okay? Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith defends preventing people from voting on Sunday because God. Let's take a look.
Very much for
Thank
that.
you.
Senator Schumer's question was, he was wondering why on Sundays Georgia would not participate in an electoral process of gathering signatures, of registration and things on Sunday. And I would just like to respond to that. Georgia's a southern state just like Mississippi. I cannot speak for Georgia, but I can speak for Mississippi on why we would never do that on a Sunday or hold an election on a Sunday.
What a freak, dude. What a disgusting fucking freak. We will never hold an election on Sunday because it's God's Day. It's fucking God's Day.
This is our currency. This is a dollar bill. This says the United States of America, in God we trust. Etched in stone.
First of all, that's not even a fucking founder thing, okay? That's a relatively recent post-Cold War era thing. The in God we trust. So when motherfuckers say stuff like that and make it and tie it back to the Constitution, that shit literally pisses me off. Secondly, it's literally etched in paper and not in stone, you dumb fuck. Like, it's etched in paper and not in stone. It's been etched in paper since 1954, okay? Literally as a consequence of godless commies that we were afraid of. So it's not like a constitutional thing at all. The founders were probably a little less religious than you were, or at least the way you portray yourself, because I don't believe that any of these people are like legitimately religious. They just like play one on TV. Yeah, if Sunday's God's Day, why NFL games on Sunday? Like, there's 7 million different reasons as to why this is idiotic. This is just pure performative Republican identity politics, boys. That's what it is, okay? Bye-bye. She got sworn in on a Sunday. Cindy Hyde-Smith sworn into 170th Congress during ceremony. Fucking... I don't know what to say here, okay?
In the U.S. Senate chamber is In God We Trust. When you swore in all of these witnesses, the last thing you said to them in your instructions was, "So help you God."
You think there's some kind of voter prevention thing happening here? Yes, exactly. Listen, guys, it is nearly a 99.9% chance if a Republican is talking about election and like voting laws, there is, fuck it, I'm going to say it, 100% chance that they're trying to stop people from voting, okay? This is how, it's literally it. That's it. This is the 100% chance that if a Republican is talking about like voter laws, they are probably trying to find a reason as to why, they want less people to vote.
In God's word in Exodus 20:18, it says, "Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy."
God does not want you to vote. That's what God wants you not to do, especially if you're black. Black God does not want you to vote on Sunday. Black God wants you to sit at church, and that's it. No civic duties on Sunday, says black God. White God, on the other hand, you can vote whenever you want. Vote twice if you can. Amen. Is to prevent black communities from using their church groups to take folks to the polls after service. She's been caught on video saying she wants to prevent college liberals from voting. Oh, wow. This is shocking, dude. Voting is a sin if you're black. Everybody knows this. If you're black, brown, or God forbid, poor, you should not be voting. You should be praying to God and giving to your favorite televangelist all the money you got in the prosperity gospel. Amen. That's the only way to get out of your situation as a black, brown, or poor. Stop saying if I sent you Kratom. Don't send me Kratom. I will not take it on stream. Shut the fuck up. I'm not taking Kratom. Relevant quote, it's a very effective way the black churches has of getting out our vote. We gather in our churches on Sunday morning. We have morning worship, and then after service, you get on the church buses, church vans, get in cars, and get people out to vote, says Bishop Reginald T. Jackson. They're literally doing everything they can to stop the surge of black vote in the South and being shameless about it. Yeah, can you guys not vote to have separation of church and state? Or is it too intertwined with American culture? There is a separation of church and state in American culture. It is probably the most American thing there is, my friend. A separation of church and state is American culture. It is literally way more constitutional than the inverse. It's literally actually what the fucking founders wanted rather than the "In God We Trust." It's kind of the reason why America was founded. It was kind of founded on that principle. A separation of church and state is not what the founders wanted. That's some liptard shit. Actually, the founders were liptards, you know? Anyway, George Washington was a rhino. Anyway, what the fuck does Joe Biden mean we don't come over? I can say quite clearly, don't come over. Oh, nice, dude. I'm glad that this is what we are doing here. The U.S. Embassy Haiti is tweeting out great words. Okay, did you cover the Axios filibuster article? No. Yeah, he's saying we're full here. Okay, that's what Joe Biden is saying, but in a woke way. Okay. Can't wait for conservatives to criticize him for stopping immigrants from coming in. Johnny Harris, Russia. I don't want to watch that. Okay. Vosh Luna Oi drama when? Literally never. Okay. Maybe Biden's saying that because he believes and understands that the USA is a fucking shit country and is dangerous thanks to Trump era's disinformation and aggression. No, motherfucker. Biden is saying that because he doesn't want to fucking deal with it. That's it. And because a lot more Republicans are just using this as an opportunity to make it seem like there is a new fucking crisis. It's completely manufactured. It's not a real fucking... It's not any different than the ongoing crisis. And the solution to the ongoing crisis that has existed in America in perpetuity, pretty much, is to make a fast and easy to understand, easy to comprehend legal immigration system. But we don't want to do that because it goes against the interest, the financial interests of certain industries in this country that absolutely rely on a permanent underclass. That's it. That's literally it. That's the real reason. I've said this a million times over, okay? When can we start addressing the uniparty that exists in our country instead of the boogeyman left, right, lie? What? What is the uniparty? I mean, I guess like certain issues Americans are united on, even though both parties make it seem as though we are not united on, like economic issues that help all Americans, if that's what you mean by uniparty, but none of that like Jimmy Dore shit. Did you know that this National Puppy Day? Oh, please stop. No puppy play. Okay, an enormous container ship became stuck while traversing the Suez Canal by Wednesday. More than 100 ships were stuck at each end of the canal, which connects the Red Sea to the Mediterranean, carries roughly 10% of worldwide shipping traffic. Step ship. Back in 1956, my father said the Egyptians couldn't be trusted to run the Suez Canal. At long last, I think it proves him right. Jesus Christ. Motherfucker held that for, you know, half a decade. I mean, half a century. Have you ever reacted to the transphobia from the fitness YouTuber Infinite Elgin Intensity? No. Trigger warning transphobia? No. Bro, what the fuck? Why do people... The thing is, like, I just don't understand. Like, do you really want me to Do you really want me to like cover fucking random YouTubers that did a transphobia or something? Like, where is this coming from? Like, I don't understand. Like, might as well do the fucking like Vosh drama with other debate people or some shit. Like, I don't get it. It seems like someone's like personal pet project or something that they want to do this here. I find that stuff to be incredibly lame and irrelevant. You know what I mean?
When he's like the gentle father to the country, and he looks like the alien who came off the spaceship in Close Encounters.
It's like the fucking like extremely online left-wing version of like Dr. Seuss. You know what I mean? It's like when Fox News covers Dr. Seuss over and over again. Hey, streamer, cover my e-celebrity drama, or my e-celebrity doing a like random e-celebrity too, not like hitting, you know, the mainstream or anything like that. It's just what it feels like is literally just the extremely online left-wing version of Dr. Seuss. I feel like it's me covering that is going to give it more breathing, give it more fucking light and fire. Gonna breathe more life into it. If you weren't a streamer, what kind of Twitch chatter would you be? Oh, incredibly toxic. Let's watch this.
Yes. Folks, come on, folks. Let's get real. I'm not kidding around here. You know, we got to do the thing. We did Barack. We did the deal, you know. And, you know, my dad, you know, lost his job in Scranton. No joke. No joke. I'm not being a wise guy here. I said, Pops, why'd you lose? He said, Joe, I did. My mom said, that's the cookie. The crumble. She says, what do it? You know, and here's the deal. Here's the deal. Number one, the thing that they said. Come on. Number two, the two-part. Folks, three, you know. Come on, I'm not kidding around. No rocket science. Here's the deal. Come on now. Now that he knew it floated. He told Bob Woodward. It's Joanne Woodward. He told Bob Redford. Excuse me. I think, you know. But folks, I care. I care a lot. People are suffering, and I do. And my mother said, you know, that's the way the cookie is. And it goes those places.
Bro, this dude is
we
still.
Can do this. Shots,
this dude has been spamming this clip for a week. He wants me to watch this for an entire week. It's pretty decent. It's a pretty decent. He wants me to watch that fucking one Formula One crash since I talked about the fire, like the invisible fire.
Fact and do better than we did before. So I do the sincere guy.
I love
the sincere, sweet.
That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful.
But there's a lot there if you just don't worry about the fact that he's 78. He gets a little confused sometimes. It doesn't mean you're attacking him personally or, you know, but you have to acknowledge that, you know, he's just we're going to try. We're doing things, you know. And you know, and come on. Here's the deal. Let me just, I'm not kidding around. No joke, folks. You know, my dad lost his job in Scranton. I lost my dog. I'm not kidding. I'm not being a wise guy. You know, don't. And he always does the list. Number one, the one part. Number two, what they said. Number three, you get the drill. Come on, you dog-faced pony soldier. You know, it's just all right. That's good. Come on.
Whoa, making fun of his stutter? That's really bad. Shut up. He's not doing that. Shut the fuck up.
That's what people said. So
this is the nicest Biden impersonation I've seen. Like, it's pretty fucking good, and he's literally nice about it. So stop fucking trying to find something to cry about. Would you get banned from the Hasanabi stream as yourself? Maybe. When I'm in other people's streams, I probably would get banned. When I'm in other people's streams, like in friend streams and stuff, I'm just like lightly fucking agitating. You know what I mean? I'll just joke about shit. You have been banned. Oh no. You know, it's never like it's never some serious shit to like fucking trigger people endlessly. You know what I mean? I do a little bit of trolling. Wait, have you been banned before? Have I been banned from a streamer's chat? I don't know. Probably from like an asshole right-wing streamer's chat. I might be banned, but new Boo Boo Shabibo Unusual Memes Bald and Bankrupt. This playlist has it all. Okay, the vegan teacher has an interesting take on racism. No, I don't want to care. I don't care about that. Okay. Look at the DC one with the lows. This is exactly why we need statehood. I'm going to make a Hassan chatbot, see how long it run rampant until you ban yourself. Please talk about this because I was starting to chat kids. What was the issue? Human penises are shrinking because of pollution. No. Both the sisters banned you for hive mind for sure. Oh, they did. I don't remember. I didn't go.
Welcome to my kitchen, guys. Where today we're going to be cooking up some liberal tears. I've done it again, guys. The libs are mad at me, and why?
Are they?
Because I like cooking for my husband.
I kind of don't want to watch this because like this isn't even good content because like who's mad? Why the fuck does anyone care? I mean, is it devastating? Like, let's see how bad her cooking is really quickly.
Done it again, guys. The libs are mad at me. And why? Because I like cooking.
Doesn't even have over like fucking 50k tweets. I just want to see what this looks like. I feel like this is porn for conservatives, right? They're like, oh my gosh, she cooking. Oh my god, that's my favorite gun girl in the kitchen, cooking shit up. I fucking love it, brother. I love it. Fuck me. Oh god, I want to know what she cooking in them kitchen. This is my real waifu. Actually, it doesn't look that bad, surprisingly. Wait, this is her husband?
Tastes like patriarchy.
Hi, I'm Kate.
Oh, God. Dude, it's kind of sad because it's like, can you imagine not even fucking enjoying your own food without owning the libs? Like, that's gotta suck, dude. At some point, it's like owning the libs for reactionaries is like MSG. Like you just can't have it. After a while, it's like if food doesn't have it for you, you just don't taste anything. You know what I mean? It's real fucking sad that like everything that you do, you can't do on your own or for your own personal interests or because you personally are enjoying yourself. Like you have to spice it up. You're not going to use any other spices. So you have to fucking add owning like a side of owning the libs. That's real sad. Find you a girl who can fire your guns, but also fry your buns. Old Bay was used, you racist talk. I did see Old Bay being used. Yeah, I can't have shrimp pasta. Says a man who eats chicken tendies made by his mom in front of 50k people every day. Yeah, but it's like fucking... The chicken tendies I eat are for my own pleasure. Okay, I'm not going to watch the Obabe owning article. Okay. Just drapes over blinds in her interior. When conservatives
this is the
get
remaking
canceled.
of America.
What is this? Oh, the new fucking story from Reactionaries is this like young is this like the Teen Vogue lady who got fired or some shit? I don't even fucking care. I can't get myself to care about this shit. I'm sorry, dude. What states have vaccinated more of their population? Alabama's at 11%. How the fuck? Florida is at 13.4. Florida has vaccinated a larger percentage of their population